challenge started. Since
Mm-hmm.
the challenge started until today, I can send you my progress report. So it's about 7 pounds I've dropped, and body fat as well went from 284.2 to 23.
There
Body
you
fat
go.
mass went from 38 to 36. Lean mass is still a little less. 111 it started and now it's 110, but that's okay.
One
I know
pound
what to
loss.
do. And then metabolic age, I went from 39 to 38. How about that? I'm
That's
going, I'm
great.
becoming young. We're turning back the clock. So I'll
That's
send you
the goal.
the screenshot. But I mean, I'm making progress, and this morning my ketones were at yesterday they were at 6.3 when before I broke my fast, and now this morning I they were at 4.0. So I know I'm in a good ketosis state.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna try to keep the carbs below 20 for the next few days, and then I'll go back to carb cycling. But I feel like this was the missing link for me. I needed
Uh-huh.
a bit more specific direction on how to
Mm-hmm.
do, because I was doing so many things already, you know what I mean? But I needed that fine tuning. And the good thing is that I feel that once I start eating again, I have a plan. Like I had an egg and a half this morning as soon as I woke up. Like I couldn't quite eat two eggs. Usually I eat two eggs, but my stomach is
Mm-hmm.
still like I'm starting to restart my digestion, so I can't eat too much yet. But I had an egg and a half, and I feel like, okay, if I can track the food, I'll make sure I stay in ketosis for a few more days, and then I'll go back to eating more carbs. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was able to get through the fast. It's been 6 months since I haven't done a fast. So I was able
A
to get
long
through
fast.
almost 2 days, almost like 42 hours. It's not bad.
That's really nice, yeah. And once you like it is I think the more you take care of your body, the easier it gets, honestly. It's starting is always the hardest thing because your body's so used to that fast energy state, that quick dopamine release with
Hmm.
just quick sugars and with lots of excess carbohydrates. So as you start, you're able to get out of that loop and you start like being like doing better choices, healthier foods, and like getting your body out of that mechanisms of like energy depletion. Energy depletion is just it becomes like you become so smooth. It's so easy. That's why people ask me like at the end of a prep, like the last week, is that the hardest week? I'm like, no, that's the easiest week because like I've been pruning my body so much for that show. And like I love what I see in the mirror. So it's just easy. I wake up, I look in the mirror and I look at the food. I'm like, I'm gonna eat what I've been eating for the past month. It's delicious. I get it. I don't crave anything extra, like insane. And it's just the feedback loop is better because it's that instant gratification on the good side now that you're loving how you feel. You're loving how you see. You're seeing the changes in your body. The hardest thing is to get started. And by started, I mean, it's not like the first day of diet is like the 10th day of diet that you don't see results because it
Yeah.
does take that long sometimes. And you're like, is this really worth it? Like, why am I putting myself through this? Why am I starving myself if the scale hasn't moved? And that's tough. And that's the
Yeah.
thing that most of us we break before we see changes.
Right.
But you just have to go through it. I remember vividly when I had in 2020 that I had lots of like health complications from mold, intoxication from COVID, that I was gonna, going back to the gym at like 35 plus pounds, like excessive body fat, and just like, and I had, because I've been that weight before, but I was healthy. I was just overweight. This time I was overweight and I was unhealthy, and I have like zero resistance. I couldn't do a Smith squat for 10 reps without losing my breath. So it was, I remember the psychological process of going back to the gym and like, and on my side, like people knew I was an athlete and they knew I did competition. So it's like swallowing that ego and that pride of like putting yourself out there when you're not perfect. I was like, I don't want to go to the gym because I don't like how I look. I feel like none of my clothes fit. I feel like everybody's looking at me. And I know that's what we all think. Everybody's staring at me and I can barely move. Like I can't do 3 sets of 10 on a Smith squat machine when I used to squat 225 pounds, no problem. And I figure, okay, I can avoid that pain because it sucks, and I can go back and crawl in bed. and I know that these conditions only keep getting worse. Or I can face my fears. I can put my clothes on. I can say, I excuse my French, but I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna go through it because that is the only way, and that's so hard. I understand how hard this is. So kudos to all you girls who've been doing this transformation because I know it's very challenging. But I'm really happy with your stats, Fabiana. Like this is
Thank you.
incredible.
I just posted the picture of the updated one. I think I went from
Amazing,
September 4th to today, so you can see the before and after, with that scale is
yeah,
so good because it shows you
isn't
everything,
it?
right?
I love that skill so much.
So good.
I'm not in Miami. I was supposed to be in Miami yesterday night. My flight got canceled, and because I've been here in Louisiana with my boyfriend. But and I don't have my scale here, so I'm like, I need to weight myself because I was just getting back into the track of the loop of like weighing myself every day and seeing the trends. It's so helpful. It's so
It is so
helpful
good.
because sometimes you see the weight coming up or even being stagnant, and you're like, damn it. But if you see the stats, you see the body fat, you see the muscle mass, you see your hydration, and you see things like your visceral fat, your metabolic age, and even your basal metabolic rate, like you see all those things change. You're like, oh, I'm actually walking in the right direction.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
is amazing. Awesome. I
Yeah.
love. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you,
Anybody
Amanda.
anybody else want to share how their week has been, their progress? Fabienne, Lori, Miriam, welcome. Speak now.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, love. I can hear you clear.
Yes. So for me, as I had told you, I wanted to maintain. I don't want
Hmm.
to lose more weight, but it was
Well,
like
but
very,
just please share with us why don't you want to lose more weight? Because for the past year and a
because
half, what happened with your body?
I've lost like 40 pounds, and I was looking at my stats and yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy because my weight is stable, but my muscle mass increased so much. I was at the same weight back in January, but my muscle mass was like 27%. Now it's 30.5%. My fat mass decreased a lot. It was like 36%. Now it's 30%. So now I have more muscle mass than fat mass. So the body compensation is really happening. So I was like, because to be honest, I was a little bit, oh my God, I'm not losing it, but I know I shouldn't lose more because my face was starting to, I'm 53. I started to feel people were there, and I felt good the way I look. I was like, okay, I don't need to lose more weight
Hmm.
on the scale. Even I went to the doctor, he was like, "Oh, it's good." But yesterday I saw like the change in my body composition. I was like, oh yes, 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 yes. So that's my win.
This is really amazing, my love. Do you mind? This is on the spotlight. If I share with the girls, just here, share my screen and show you before and after because I think it's so inspiring.
So that's why we can show them.
Let me show you girls real quick. Start share. So I've been working with Fabienne actually for the past year and a half, more than a year and a half actually. So this transformation is a long time coming, but I
Yes,
want
and
you
I have
girls.
to say I've always been overweight. Always. Like this is the first time that I am able to lose all that weight without doing anything crazy. Just counting my macros, exercising regularly, counting my steps, just following Amanda's program. The first time in my life, and I'm 53. So yeah,
Yeah,
thank you, Amanda. I don't know. I don't know how to thank you. Like, you really changed my life.
I told you how. Just keep doing that. Just keep being awesome. So sorry it's taking a little too long. This is. I want to show you before, like before. Don't look up. Everybody, close your eyes. Just kidding. Oh, maybe I should do this. It doesn't work. I need to scroll down. But you see, I also want to talk about this. You see how many check-in pictures Fabienne has? Can you all girls see the my screen? Can you see my screen? Anybody? Somebody says something, please.
No, we can't see anything yet.
You
I
can't.
I can.
Okay, thank you. Then it's
Oh
probably
yeah, I
coming
see
in.
it now.
Yeah, it's a little slow here on my end, you know. Like I said, I'm doing the call from my laptop. My laptop kind of needs to be upgraded. So this was Fabienne, like see December 23. And the sad thing about is that a lot of us we get to that stage and we think like, I'm never gonna lose weight. And like this is just what happens when we get old, right? Um, and it's not, and it's not at all, because Fabienne was able to do, very sustainably over a year. And we can even talk a little bit more about this. Uh, like build muscle. Look at that smile. I can't with that smile. Build muscle, like recover her relationship with food, get rid of the sugar addiction. I'm also going to show you here, maybe 2 years, the best. So look, that was her highest, 183.6. And I remember this stage, she really thought about quitting. We had to have a hard conversation through the phone and like, don't quit. I know it sucks. And because no, she came from her first measure is a second, 182. And then she dropped and then got a little bit high again. And then she dropped again to 177, only to go to 180. No, yeah, my computer. Bear with me. It's gonna all gonna be good. Look good on the recording accordingly. She got to 183, I guess, and that's the point that we like our bodies are adapting. That's the point exactly we were talking about on Fabiana, that we are so like tempted to give up when we get to that stage because we're like, this is not working, and that is her probably like a month or 2 months in, still regulating because we want our bodies to just react so fast, but we forget that we've been mistreating it for years. So it's not gonna happen that as fast as we want. And the body has its time. Like physiologically speaking, there's only so much you can demand from your body on a healthy way. I'm not talking about unhealthy habits. Because I can make anybody lose 20 pounds in 5 days. It's unhealthy. We don't want that. But in a healthy way. And then she got as low as 141. And now we're just like sustaining, like slowly building more muscle mass. So stop sharing. Thank you, Fabienne, for letting me share this. I think it's really inspiring. And you inspire me as well because it's beautiful to see. Like every time, because we get so used to like doing this, but every time I see uh like someone doing it again, it's like, oh, my heart, like it fills with joy because I know what that means, like on our day-to-day lives. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit later today, about the new habits that I want you girls to all do, because that's going to be more like on the emotional side of it. And that's going to be hard. I get it. But thank you so much, my love, for sharing and letting us see your beautiful story. And thank you for trusting me with your help. I appreciate that.
Amanda, that's
Uh,
so inspiring. Thank you for sharing. And Fabienne, my namesake, kind of.
mhm.
Congratulations for persisting and keeping through. What a wonderful example. And it's so inspiring for all of us to see, And could you share just an overview of like what was the thing that you did with her? Like what is it kind of like what we've been discussing, like tracking macros, like Fabienne said, developing an exercise routine? Just overall, is it just everything we've been talking about this whole month, or has there been anything else added to her process that maybe you didn't mention?
No, there's absolutely nothing else. It's exactly what we're doing. The difference is from the workouts that we're doing on the challenges, she has access to a full gym. So that would be the only difference that I can think of. So the workouts are a little bit more intense because, like I said, it's a full gym and she works out hard. She started on her own. She was participating on a challenge that I did in December 23. That's how we connected, and she won the prize because she was the most dedicated. She was doing all the workouts. She was posting all the pictures, and she was doing all the things. And then she got the award, which was like a 3-month coaching program, and then we just continued because her transformation was amazing. But she's really dedicated. One thing I can tell is not what I did different, is what she did different. The protocol is the same. It's workout. She's lifting 5 times a week. She's doing cardio when she can 7 times a week. And by cardio, I mean walking outside, walking on the treadmill. She's tracking all her macros. She's like making sure, oh, she's on here. She's gonna come back soon. She's tracking all her macros. So she was really diligent about making sure she understood what worked for her. I have her meal plan the same way as I have for you girls, but she was also learning about her foods because she lives in Haiti. And she was going through civil war, was going through health challenges on her family and on herself. Now we're like, she has a little issue with her knee, so we're trying to take care of that. But it's just that is like continual dedication and progress and understanding that she has a social life and she loves like going out with her friends and like having a cocktail or two. She was understanding like how she can go from that mentality of all or nothing. I'm gonna eat it all and drink it all to like, these are the macros. How can I make my fun fit into those values that I have of macros and like maybe have 1 or 2 cocktails, have a slice of cake, but still make sure I'm in my macro setup for the day. And it was beautiful, and she never stopped. Even she was on vacation, summer vacation now in Europe for I think a month. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was a long time. It wasn't like a 5-day thing. It was like a month, and she maintained her weight because she was tracking. She wasn't lifting, but she was walking a lot. So it's just those little things that we add on and that we continue to do, and we're diligent about doing it, like for a lifetime, that allow her to be in that position right now at 52, 53, and never being super fit in the last at least 10, 15 years after she had her daughter, to now completely transforming her body and like looking like an athlete and being a badass. So I think those are the things.
Wow.
It's not me. It's what she did with what I gave her.
Wow. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Amanda. It's very
You're welcome, my love.
inspiring.
It is. No, she's a badass. You all are. You're just getting started. And that's the thing, is like connecting all the dots, like you said, having the missing link. Because even to what you said a little earlier, Fabiana, thank you, Miriam. Um, it is really inspiring. A lot of us, sadly, because the we have so much access to information, which is a blessing, but at the same time, that information is not all connected, and that's the hard thing, is to connect it all. Because a lot of times we're pulling in different directions, in opposite directions with what we do for our body. Like for example, even using fasting, Fabiana, which you love and you practice. A lot of women do fasting in the wrong way, so they'll think they're actually helping their metabolism and they're actually hurting. So they'll do like shorter fasts, and they'll do fasted workouts or fasted lifting sessions, and they'll break a fast with a high carbohydrate meal or with a salad. And it's like, if you're trying to build muscle, that's really not the best way to do. So we have like conflicting information for our body. And that's why we feel like you're
Hmm.
stagnant. And just finding the missing link. Okay, I want to insert fasting into my program. How should I do it? Okay, what's your goal? Build muscle, drop body fat, or over 40. Okay, this is how you should fast. A lot of based on that. Fast Like a Girl, the book from Mindy Pels, but
Yeah.
a lot of based on just basic physiology and like understanding how the body works. Because fasting can be a catabolic response, and
Hmm.
catabolic means destruction, can be an anabolic response, means building. And it just, we need to catabolize fat and we need to anabolize muscle. So, how
Hmm.
to make fasting turn into that, how to prune your body into understanding the signal we're sending, into like, I want to fast and I want to build muscle. There's a way. It's just understanding where you are in life, where your body is, and how to make that happen. So, that
Yeah.
is the thing, connecting the dots and making sure like we
I
get what
once
we
had
want.
I think my fast was also better because of what I was doing before my fast. Like everything I've been doing
Mhm.
following the macro counting
Absolutely.
before my fast for like 2.5 weeks. I had already reduced my caloric intake. I had gotten my body used to that. I was already losing weight. So by the time I hit this fast, I mean, it's always challenging. I'm not going to say it's not. The first day, especially, is always hard, but I was able to keep going, and I went almost to 2 full days. I decided to break it yesterday. I was going to go 60 hours, but I just decided to break it yesterday because I have a lot of stuff going on. So I was like, I am good. And I was, at 6.3 ketones. That's pretty high, 6.3. And then I was at 63 glucose, so it was good. It was good. But I will say definitely I know everything I did before the fast helped. And I'll just share a story of like what you're saying is so true. When I was in the cycle of fasting, I had read the book Fast Like a Girl and everything, but I had a chocolate fondue, like extravaganza, the night before I did a fast. I had some friends over and we did this dinner with like roasted pork and beans and rice, Cuban dinner. My husband's Cuban. So we had like a delicious Cuban meal. And then we had chocolate fondue for dessert with like strawberries. And then I decided to fast the next day. My whole body went out in hives. My whole body broke out in hives, like bad time while I was fasting. And William was like, my husband was like, oh, the fasting is bad for you. I was like, it's not the fasting. It's everything I did before the fasting. And now my liver doesn't know what to do with all this stuff I gave it. And with the fasting, it's going a little bananas. And I had to really work, like figure out what to do with that. Like fasted, like side effect, if you will, the reaction, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, it was just to show you that, what we do before the fast and after the fast matters as much as what we do during the fast. It's so important, so I've learned how to not do crazy things before a fast or ever, or try to regulate myself. But if I am going to do something crazy, to not try to fast the next day, because that's even crazier, that's not going to fix it.
That's what a lot of us do, right? You go on a big night out and then the following day, like, oh, I'm just going to starve myself until lunchtime. And that's precisely where like the informations conflict. You're telling your body like build, and then you're telling about like destroy, and your body goes like, wow. But thank you for sharing, my love. That really, I think stories like that really helps us all. Like even like one of the biggest things about this challenge, and I love putting women together, is just us understanding that we're not alone. We all face the same things to a certain degree, and we all go through the same challenges with our body and our health. And it's the beauty of like sharing stories like that. Who wants to go next and give us a quick update of how the week was, or ask a question? Miriam, Lori, Juliana.
I actually had a really quick question for Fabienne. And so congratulations, that's so inspirational. Did I hear she's in her 80s?
Oh, no. She's not. I think she dropped on the call. I'm not sure, but she's in her 50s.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I'm in my 50s, right? And with like multiple injuries that I told you about, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering, like maybe I need to take it a lot slower pace. Is that
Mm-hmm.
what I should be aiming towards? Because I like intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly it keeps your youthful factors alive as well.
Yeah.
And uh, yeah, I'm looking for some overall ideas, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
taking a lot from you about the 80 2080 idea too, because the
Mm-hmm.
past weekend was another performance day, and I got to say, okay, you know what? This I get to nourish me. And then I did it without guilt, and I got to forgive me, and I just woke up a lot better. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw your message about the band too, right? So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
so how can I do this so that I can be a little bit more practical about what I
Yeah.
got going with my body?
So I just checked on her profile. She's 53, Fabienne. And I think fasting, yes, it does have a lot of healing properties. I believe in fasting so much, and I think it's a tool. Like we always need to think of things like tools in our toolbox,
Hmm.
right? We can't just like if you think about a toolbox, you can't use a hammer to screw something, right? So you need to just know what tool to use for the right reason. Fasting is a tool. And like
Right.
in Fabiana's stage, she's used to fasting, and she's more on a keto style of diet. That's why fasting for her is so good.
Hmm.
And I think fasting is a great tool. Doesn't mean it need to be used like all the time, and for different reasons. Like if you're talking about longevity, I think fasting is amazing. And I think fasting like once a week, doing a longer fast, like a 24-hour fast, or maybe every other week, that really helps your body, get like do that all those detoxifying properties
Hmm.
and get things out. Because if you think about our digestive system is working constantly because we're always eating, we're always nibbling at something. So even giving yourself time to finally digest everything, that's amazing. So a longer fast from 24, even 48 hours, once a week, every couple of weeks, or even once a month. I honestly recommend it. I think it's great. Also, from the standpoint, I think psychologically it really helps you master hunger because we're
Mm,
so used to eating all the time, because we're so used to having food accessible to us all the time that we're depriving yourself from that. It's almost like a dopamine reset. You're
mm,
like, I'm hungry, but I'm not gonna eat. I'm choosing not to eat. So you develop all this discipline and this like control
mm,
and it's like it's really empowering when you do that. It's like, wow, I'm able to do that. So for those reasons, I think it's amazing. When you think about building muscle and losing body fat, that is a tricky thing because we all need to, like Fabiana said, it really matters what you do before, what you do after. I wouldn't recommend just jumping into a fast. You need to prune your body to that because when you fast, you get into what we're talking about a ketosis state, which means you shift your fuel system for your body. Because when
right.
you're eating, because most of us eat somewhat high carbohydrate,
Mm,
you're using glucose, you're using sugar to fuel your body energy because everything it costs in our body, just like when you go to a store, every system in our body costs energy, and that your body uses sugar to burn, and which sugar is muscle. Like it's carbohydrate we have is muscle. Not necessarily. I said that wrong. Sugar is not muscle, but when you're using that system, that's what your body uses. And now
right.
you shift into a fat
Mm,
fuel system, which is a ketosis. So that we call it ketosis because the body produces ketone bodies once you use that
right.
system. And that is not necessarily easy to tap in at first, but it's definitely a tool that I honestly think most women over 40, they should have somewhat, not a ketosis necessarily diet, but a low carbohydrate diet.
Mm,
I think, like once again, with the age of information, everybody's saying carbs were demons, and now they're like, oh, we need carbs, and we do. It's important to have some type of carbohydrates, bless you, so we can get energy, especially when you're working out or doing things that are like high in demand, or when you have like a show, like you do like a performance that like depletes your body. But it really depends on like how much are you demanding from your body. So on a day after your show, after your performance, yes, fill your body with carbohydrates because you need that. On a day that you're not super active, then it'll probably be more interesting if you do like some sort of fast or some sort of like a keto style of diet where you're eating mostly proteins and good fats, because those are essential. Carbohydrates not so much. So it's just really knowing, understanding where to tap in. If you want to start um tapping into fast, I can share with you. Let me just write it down here because I did, even with, I think I did it with Fabienne. I'm not sure. I need to remind, but I think I did it with Fabienne. We started tapping into fasting and we prune her body into fast. So first one day you're gonna fast 12 hours. And then the other day you don't fast at all. You eat normal. Then the other day you're gonna fast 13 hours. So you can and also I want you to feel, understand how your body reacts to fasting, how your body reacts to abstaining yourself from food. Um, so we can definitely talk about that. Also, when you said about the 80-20 rule, that is a must for everybody all the time. You can't be 100% when it comes to diet and nutrition, but also, my love, the way, whatever path you decide to take with your approach to fitness, the way for you is building muscles. It's like becoming stronger, becoming more resilient. That's why the band workouts that I sent you are probably going to be helpful because the band, it really helps with impact. It's not a hard resistance. You're gonna pull, like you're gonna do an extension, you're gonna do some mobility, and that band, the intensity increases as you pull the band away from you. So you can really measure like, oh, this is okay, it's okay. Oh, this is as far as my shoulder can go for now. So I'm gonna stop. And then the following day, okay, let me see how much I can get to that. And then you get back to it. So I think those are the path that we should be looking into. Did I answer a little bit of your question? Give you some extra guidance?
oh, I like that. Thank you so much. And just
You're
one
welcome,
last
Maria.
question is that during our fasting time, right? Are we talking about like we can drink water as much as we can, right? Any kind of
Yes.
like citrus water, any kind of cucumber water, anything? Can we do that, or just like plain water? I like to put a little salt in there just so that I get my electrolytes going.
Uh-huh.
But um, but we are talking
Uh,
with water, yes.
yeah, when you're talking about a proper fasting, that would be like zero calorie. And but there's like levels to this. I honestly think just abstaining from food and keeping like to a minimal calorie,
Mm.
that is already you have huge benefits. Like even when you as you're starting, I don't think cucumber water would be a problem. Lime water would also be good too. Water with lemon or lime and
Mhm.
salt, absolutely. Because the thing that you're gonna notice is a carbohydrate is a molecule that holds four molecules of water in it. So as you're depleting that carbohydrate, you're also losing lots of water. And so most people see a lot of loss in weight rapidly with fasting. So you do not want to be that dehydrated. You want a little bit of dehydration is good, because our skin gets benefit like other. You can start seeing a little bit more definition, but not so much. So salt in your water is absolutely recommended. Electrolytes and lime water, cucumber water. I don't think that will be a huge issue neither. Coffee too. Some people say you can't have coffee. I think coffee is great. You don't need to cut it. Just it has to be like straight coffee. Teas are also allowed. Anything that doesn't have calories, that doesn't like spike up your insulin.
So when we wean into the fast and wean out of it, if we were to do maybe like a half a day of protein liquid, protein shake into the fasting and protein shake out of the fasting, would that be logical and intelligent enough to do that?
Yes, and I would add even just not the protein, but I would add some fats with it
Oh.
because fat and protein are probably the best combo for you to manage your insulin resistance
Mm.
and for you to get a longer sensation of satiety. I mean, you're not going to get hungry. Just the protein is good. Protein and fats are the best. So if you're thinking about doing a protein shake, maybe adding a little bit of coconut water, no, I'm sorry, coconut oil into the shake, because sometimes it can mix.
Mm.
Maybe a little bit, and even just people do like tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil.
Mm.
I don't like the taste, but if you like, you can just scoop it up. Some people do, the butter coffee. They add some butter into their coffee and add a protein to it.
Oh,
So
MCT oil. That seems like it's also from coconut too.
MCT oil is really good. It's really good and it really helps you like with even like your cognition, your brain power. MCT oil is really amazing. You can definitely use that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, my love. Lori, Miriam, would you girls like to ask or share anything? Speak now.
Uh, well, I can ask you. Yeah, I was wondering, are you gonna have like a larger program that we can work with you? Yeah, okay. So
Yes, we
I'm
will.
waiting. Okay, perfect.
Yeah,
That's
so
what I'm waiting.
talking on that, my loves, I plan on doing another call either this Friday. I'm gonna do a vote on the group either this Friday or following Monday, so we can talk about that. Like I do offer online programs, and for you girls to participate, not only I'm gonna, share who's the winner, who are two winners, who participated the most or had the biggest change. They're gonna win. I think we said. I'm not sure. I can't say anything because I don't remember. I need to ask my assistant. What's the prize? I forget now. Sorry. What's the prize? But also going to offer you girls, of course, like a discounted rate for all the online programs that I offer. So, and definitely the goal is like to keep taking care of you. Absolutely. So don't worry about it, my love. Laurie, anything you'd like to share? She's probably busy with her babies. Okay, girls. So let's talk real quick about the habits that I set up for you ladies this week. And they are tough habits, probably the toughest ones we've done, because adding 2,000 steps more, it's easy. Meal prepping is easy. 10 grams of protein in the morning, that's easy. But now these habits that I put on for you this week are habits that mess with, our minds and our perception of ourselves. So I put 2 habits now this week. And remember, the goal is to keep doing all the other habits and adding those 2. So by the end of this, we're going to have 8 or 10 habits, 8 habits, 8 new habits that I want you doing and being part of your life. Maybe not daily, but like, part of your life, 80-20 rule always. And those habits are, first one is weighting yourself every day, which I know it can be triggering. I know it can be tricky for me as well. I love weighting myself every day when I'm, dialed in with my diet and prep, and I know that my weight is coming down. I love that. But that's not the case every time, right? Especially right now, I'm coming off of my month of vacation after my competition. I'm, easing out into like a more sustainable weight because my weight also goes like that when I'm not taking really good care of it and I'm adapting my body back into it. So it's been tricky weighting myself these days, especially when I know like I'm gonna see a number that I don't like, but it's so important that we do because when we do that is you take ownership of that scale. You take ownership of your weight because I can be, and I'm talking about me, okay, that's my perception of myself and how I deal with those things. I know what I can do with my body. I've done it, excuse me, I've done it a million times. I know like what I need to do and I know how to do it and I know what it takes to get what I want to get. But a lot of times, I know, especially when I come out of vacation time, like off season like that, I just want to like fool myself and think like I'm not that far away from my goal. I can start next week. I can enjoy myself for another week and it's gonna be okay. And when I actually get on the scale and see what happened, I'm like, I didn't think I was that weight. I didn't think I was that far from my goal. Like I'll be 40 next month. Oh my gosh, in 5 weeks. And I want to wait as much as I did better even than I did on stage. And I need to get my shoes together because like I'm slacking, I'm here on Love Land, on La La Land, just like da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, damn, I need to get to the gym. I need to get my protein. I need to get my workouts in. And weighting yourself helps with that because it just really brings us to reality and to understand like there's not see, Juliana, we're gonna talk about this. There's not a certain way that I want you to wait. It's not about that, but it's about like, are things moving in the direction that I want? That's why like Fabiana was talking about the smart scale that we have. It's called the Hume Health. I can share the link with you girls. It's incredible. Like for me, it helps so much because I can track my body fat, my muscle mass, even my visceral fat, my basal metabolic rate, which we talked about a little bit last week, uh, calories. It's incredible because it's not just the weight, it's about body fat and lean muscle mass. Sometimes you're gaining muscle mass and your weight is coming up and you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not walking in the right direction when you actually are. So Julian said I was writing my weight on a small calendar, noticed 3 pounds higher for the last few weeks and feel a bit stuck. I get it, Juliana. It sucks. And that's the thing, like weighting yourself and facing that. I'm like 5 pounds heavier than I thought I was. Just looking in the mirror and like I feel like, damn it, dang it. Like I can't believe like I let it go this far again. I'm probably like I don't have my scale here. But I'm probably last time I checked I got into 157, now to 155 when I really want to be 145. So yeah, and that's the thing, Julian. Like that's the thing that the smart scale like helps us see it. I'm gonna share. Let me share the link with you girls here, and then I'll share in the group too. Um, 1 second, because this is really a good investment if you girls want to continue this journey, which I think we all should. Is it because that like it gives you a breakdown of all the little metrics that you need on your body. But another thing that stepping on a scale every morning it does is just it makes you take ownership of where your health is and it keeps you on track because if you're going to have to weigh yourself the following day you're like I really need to be diligent with what I'm doing and also it helps us course correct Because sometimes we think we're doing the right things, but the scale is showing different, the metrics are showing different. So I'm like, I can't change those things because not all weight loss is good weight loss. Sometimes you might be losing muscle mass, and that's not good. And you need to keep checking the trends. Okay, if I lost 1 pound of muscle mass in the last week, that's not necessarily relevant, because it might just be, like any data, it might just be a mismeasurement or just like fluctuation in water or something. But if I lost 5 pounds of muscle mass in the last 5 weeks, like there's something definitely wrong. Like I'm probably not eating enough protein. I'm probably not putting that much effort in the gym, or maybe I'm just running too much, or I'm doing too much cardio. So it's important for those things. One, take ownership of your health and course correct anything that we need to do in our journey. Second habit that we're gonna talk about and that I put to you for your girls on the challenge is checking yourself out in the mirror, preferably naked, but to each their own. If you want to just workout clothes, bikini, your pajamas, however you want it, and being honest with yourself and showing some love to your body rather than like, I'm sorry to say, but most of us, like some of us, we feel like disgust, like, ugh, no, I don't like that. There's no space for that. It's just really loving yourself and like honoring all the things that your body went through in your lifetime to bring you here, to make you healthy, to bear with whatever. If like most of us have faced some sort of health challenges, or those of you who are moms, or those of you who've been in abusive relationships, it's probably all of us, sadly. Those of you who face traumas, like our bodies reflect all the things that we've been through. Some of you know a little bit of my story, some of you don't, but I've been in an abusive relationship in the past. And whenever I look at pictures from that time, like even my face, like it breaks my heart to see what I was putting my body through. And understanding that whatever it was, your body's job was to make you survive, and it did because you're here. So just showing yourself that kindness, that love, and understanding that I survived. My body did its job, which is to protect me, to bring me here. And I love my body for it. I love myself for it. And understanding that whatever practices we've had in the past that weren't the best, you never did it with the intention to hurt yourself. You've always did everything that you did was with the intention of surviving. Even if like I've had a huge problem with binge eating disorder too. Some of you know that. Even when I was binge eating, I knew that wasn't good. But deep down in my brain, that was my survival mechanism to survive whatever I was going through emotionally at the time. So eating the box of cookies, I wasn't trying to hurt myself. I was trying to survive. So understanding that everything that you went through, your body always, all that your body was trying to do is to make you thrive and survive. So really looking into the mirror, and that I've done this in the past, and it's so hard. It's so hard to really say, I love you to yourself. Oh, like, it gives me chills. That is the challenge that I want you girls to do this week. Those are the habits, even if it takes 30 seconds, just really a good stare at yourself in the mirror. Love all your curves, all your spots, all your wrinkles, all your veins. I have this huge vein here in my forehead. Every time I see it, like, damn it, I hate that vein. Like, no, just chill out, man. That's okay. The problem means you have a big brain. Relax. No, it's hard because we see those beauty standards everywhere, and they're not real. I've had this conversation with my boyfriend the other day, because I use a filter on Instagram. And he said, like, why are you using a filter? I'm like, oh, because I don't have any makeup. And he's like, you don't need that. You're beautiful. I was like, oh, I love you too, but it's not about that. He said, like, you're sending women like a wrong person. And that was like in the most loving way. Okay, he was not being an asshole. He's not. It's like you're sending women like a wrong message that they need to look a certain way. And when they don't, like it's time to bring like realistic perspectives into like, and honestly, like you don't need that. Like here I am, full no makeup, I think Zoom has a little bit of a smoother future because, and that's the perception of us. Like I don't like I in my mind, my skin is not like this when I wake up. It's like I have dark circles, like, but it's just like understanding that we need to love ourselves so transformation can help, not transform ourselves so that we can love ourselves. And that order really makes a difference. I've been competing for 11 years, and probably the first 5 years of my competition, I didn't love myself at all. I was going through a lot in my mind. I was going through a lot in my relationships, in my life. And I could look the fittest and still didn't think it was enough. And in the past 5 years, after 2020, after I had, the breakthrough of my health, and I had to learn how to love myself being overweight, and I had to learn how to love myself despite the abusive relationship I was in at that time, that I learned how to love myself regardless of how I looked. And that has been like a 5 year journey, and it's still on. Like I don't think it stops because our bodies are going to keep changing, you know? We're going to keep aging, hopefully gracefully, like aging like fine wine, like Fabian was saying, like reverse our metabolic age, but lines are going to appear. Gravity's going to win eventually. I'm going to give her a hell of a fight, but gravity's going to pull everything down. So it's about like, how can I love myself enough so I can see beauty in all stages and keep taking good care of myself, from love, not so I can love myself, but out of love for myself, do those transformations. Oof, oof, I love this. I'm preaching to myself, okay, because I'm on this journey just like you. Thank you, my love. That's what really matters. Six pack is fine, a nice butt is fine, but looking yourself in the mirror and loving what you see, that's the real win. That's what I want you girls to all walk out of this with, like mastering self-love and let the transformation happen from that, not the contrary. Okay. Anybody has any last questions or comments or anything to share with us?
This is
Thank you, my
wonderful.
love.
Thank you.
Thank you, love. I appreciate you girls so much. And like I said, this is for you. Like it's helping me a lot too because it's just like going through those feelings again. It's beautiful. And every time you do it, like they just get better. Like it's just overflowing with love. Love this. Okay, my loves. Um, there's a new workout for you girls this week, and I'm gonna put all the other workouts for the rest of the day, and I'm gonna let you know about the call either this Friday or Monday, where I'm gonna do a vote. And anything you need or want, put in the chat that we're gonna keep talking there. Okay. Monday, Juliana is saying it's probably gonna be Monday because it's probably easier. Everybody has already Monday saved. Thank you so much, my loves. You
Thank you.
have a beautiful day.
Thank you.
God bless you all. See you inside. Sending you love too. Bye.